Is this thing on? And the wisdom app is not cooperating. Here we go. There's Jonathan Donaldson. Uh-oh. Hey, Jonathan. Let's try this again on the wisdom side. Oh. Redhawk, you weren't wise enough for wisdom. Well, I might not be wise enough for wisdom here, so yeah, we'll see. We might end up abandoning this and just doing the YouTube side live stream. What can we use that works for? I gotta ask this question before we get on wisdom. What can we use that works for non YouTube or non wisdom or non iOS people? I guess I should say. Hey, Greta's here.
I'm here.
So we're not live on Wisdom yet. We're on YouTube, and we got a couple. We got a couple of our patrons on YouTube.
Awesome.
Jonathan and Redhawk.
Hey guys.
And then Wisdom is I'm proving a fool when it comes to the Wisdom app. So
that's a little ironic, yes?
Yes. Uh-oh. All right, let's try this again. Boom. I'm sure there were millions waiting for us, and now they've just abandoned us because I'm 2 minutes late on the Wisdom side.
Oh no.
Maybe it doesn't like the iPad. We'll try over here on the old iPhone. Discord. Jonathan says Discord is the one we should use. So he's saying I've heard a couple of people say we need to use Discord.
Okay.
All right. Instead of Wisdom. If I can't get Wisdom to work, then maybe we'll just pop over to Discord. Okay, well. All right, let's try this. Tolkien stuff. No, we don't want to. Let's do movies and books. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Ask guests to join. Yeah, join guests. All right. So I guess we're live over there. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do camera stuff over there on Wisdom, which I thought it did.
Oh.
So
okay.
Yeah, Jonathan, Redhawk. What do y'all got? What do y'all want to talk about? Tolkien related. I have a big list of stuff here, but you all are here, so I wanted to ask you guys first. I wish I could hear your voices, see your smiling faces.
Can we not?
At this point, not for them, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pop right into it then. So Lord of the Rings on Prime, right? What are you most psyched to see on the TV screen, Greta?
Wow, the new Amazon show.
Yes.
Well, I have a soft spot for Beren and Luthien.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about seeing that story come to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we might not see that though, right? Because that's before the Second Age. So unless they allude to it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But they might.
Yeah.
They might.
Well, they might allude to it, right?
Because they have the rights to the Silmarillion.
Well, it would seem so, and that's what people are thinking is like there's going to be a lot of like stage setting in the first season, so they're going to tell some of the stories from the first age, or at least allude to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that would be amazing to see anything about Beren and Luthien, and it does play into the whole. It's a pretty important moment in the whole history of the second, leading up to the second age, right?
Exactly.
Setting the stage for the second age.
I was going to say it'd be a really good stage setting.
It's the first like major moment that Sauron is really a bad guy. And Beren and Luthien.
Yeah.
When he
That's true.
Yeah, he proves himself a big old jerk.
That is true.
Big old jerk in Beren and Luthien.
Well, what about you? What are you most excited about seeing?
Oh gosh.
I mean, you put me on the spot. I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with the whole Minotaur thing, right? The whole Pillar of Heaven, right?
Yep, and the sacrifices and
and some people are probably getting tired of hearing me like talk about this and like kind of harp on this, but it was right there. I was doing some tweets today, and somebody pointed out one of his letters to It was in fact, it was a response to W.H. Auden, who was like a famous writer. And at some point, we're gonna have to like go through this whole letter because it's really amazing. It's a really amazing letter. But letter 183, and Tolkien says, the Lord of the Rings, the conflict is not basically about freedom, though that is naturally involved. It is about God and his sole right to divine honor. The Eldar and the Númenóreans believed in the one, the true God, and held worship of any other person an abomination. Sauron desired to be a god king and was held to be this by his servants. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, just the more I read on it, the more it's like, that was really a huge theme.
It was. Because I think we talked about this in one of our episodes about how that was the pivotal moment, right? In the fate of the people, was when they stopped. They stopped doing divine. They stopped making their pilgrimage to the Mount Armor, right?
Yeah. Well, that was definitely a huge turning point.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just excited to see how they handle that whole thing.
Yeah.
Is there going to be, are they going to, I guess, give that the proper place that it deserves?
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. Redhawk says, I had an epiphany at work today. Morgoth's most hated enemies were the elves, and Sauron's were the Númenóreans, aka men, just from what I saw. Random, sorry. Your random thoughts are not a lot. No, I'm just kidding. No, great. That's really interesting. I love finding little like details, like that, like little patterns you can notice. And there's some more in that letter from Auden that's really, or not from Auden, from Tolkien, where he's responding to Auden's review of The Lord of the Rings. And he goes on to talk about that. I think he doesn't necessarily say that Morgoth's most hated enemies were the elves, but he talks about Sauron and the struggle with the Númenóreans. And basically he says that he realized Sauron is like, in a way, exceeds hey Darth Vegan, glad you're here, no problem, glad to have you. So in a way, Sauron exceeds Morgoth, even though he's not in the beginning as great a being as Morgoth is. He exceeds Sauron because he never he outlasts Sauron, and then he never repents. He never like goes to Valinor and tries to like sue for pardon, right? He basically just stays in Middle Earth, and then the other thing is he realizes that by giving these gifts, he can like seduce all of these weak mortals, right, into following him, right? So he really has this like deep contempt for mortals, right?
Absolutely.
He's just like, those fools will, I just have to give them something, a shiny object, and they'll follow me, right?
Yes. So unfortunately, this is true.
Yeah, it's a good point. Sometimes you notice little things like that, Redhawk, and it's just, where did that come from? So good stuff. If you're there, hey, if anybody out there who wants to ask a question, feel free to ask a question. Tolkien related stuff. We're talking Tolkien related stuff. For those of you who don't know us, we are John and Greta. We are the co-hosts of the Tolkien Road podcast. So TolkienRoad.com, check it out. We've been going strong. We're on heading into episode 270 coming up. So we've been going strong for several years. Crazy.
I can't believe it's been like that much.
We are going to be going back to the Silmarillion again in 2022, which I'm very excited about. So I guess that was another question I wanted to ask you, Greta, was like 2022, what are you excited about as far as going back to the Silmarillion on the podcast? Like, what are you excited to get back to? So I guess you kind of already answered that.
I was going to say, can I say Beren and Luthien again?
Yeah.
No, but I'm just excited just in general to read it again. Now that we've read so many of other works by Tolkien, letters, and we've been through the trilogy and the Hobbit. Like, I'm just excited to go back and read it with all of that in mind as well.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's gonna mean more. And I'll be honest, the first time I read it, it was a chore. Like, it was not easy. And but I'm hopeful that this time might be a little bit more enjoyable, given the fact that I'm not quite as ignorant as I was the first time I read it through.
Well, I know you enjoyed it the first time.
I did enjoy it. I did. It was just really, really rough going. because it was just all new to me, you know.
Back to haiku in 2022. Yeah, man. We have 2 votes for haiku.
2 votes for. We talked about that, didn't we?
I think we definitely should. We just have to make sure we have our act together on that front. I've missed the haiku. You know, from time to time I miss the haiku. It's just all a matter of like figuring out what the right place for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's one goal of mine, just on the production level with podcasting, is like, how do I, you know, I feel like we've like, I'll go back and I listen to those early episodes, and it's like we're like recording on like a, you know, little handheld device, like sitting right here. The audio quality has gotten so much better.
Indeed.
And now I just feel like I have a better grasp on how to organize the podcast too, and like organize our discussion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely want to get back there to, I definitely want to get back there to haiku. So Jonathan says that he was right there with you.
Oh, nice.
On the Silmarillion.
Nice.
So,
solidarity.
Yeah.
Solidarity. I mean, yeah. So hopefully next time through it'll be, you know, it'll be a little bit less of a chore, maybe.
Make sure we can hear on Wisdom. I'm worried that people aren't hearing us on Wisdom, even though I see there's some people in the room over there. All right.
We're not muted.
Hey, if you're out there on Wisdom, give us a shout. Just I think that's how this works. This is our first time using it, so I don't know.
Educate us.
If you want to be the brave soul out there and just give a shout into the ether.
Yeah.
Feel free.
We're here. I wanted to say real quick about haiku was that I feel like it's like there's really no middle of the road. People either love it or they hate it. Like there's really nobody that's lukewarm about it. So it's nice that we have that the haiku lovers are getting a shout out here.
Well, I think it's a kind of thing where we need to like one thing I learned is like not to spend too much time getting into the actual meat of the episode. Yes. I think there were some early episodes where we just kind of rambled on for 20 minutes.
Our rabbit trails got a little long.
And yeah, so and part of this was just our whole awkwardness of figuring that out, like how to do a podcast.
Absolutely. Yes, for
early
sure.
on. Hey, we got Ty Miller giving us a shout out over there.
Hey.
People that hate this haiku wanted Sauron to win. That is true. That's true.
I like it. Oh, they're the bad guys, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just realized that I looked very short next to you because I was sitting on only one pillow
instead of the 2. Truth is, you are kind of short next to me.
Well, sitting, it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, we gave you the pillows to prop you up.
Kind of boost me up a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, I'm back on my double pillowed throne.
Right on.
Doesn't make that much of a difference. Anyway. I digress.
Let's see here.
What else do we want to talk about?
I was going to say, as far as the Silmarillion goes, what a man, like everything I'm looking forward to talking about again. It's hard to pick just one thing, but I feel like I feel like the whole Darkening of Valinor like sequence is just so good, and I'm really looking forward to discussing that. Yep. I feel like I mean my knowledge and my kind of bearings within the Middle-earth sub-created universe feel much stronger now to me. I feel a lot more confidence myself just about, everything. And so I'm really looking forward to diving into it and unpacking it. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to like having more people with us, right? So along the journey, right? So when we started, we basically started episode 1, 0 followers, and over time we've met so many people. We've gotten to know so many people, so much correspondence over time. People always write us and they're like just starting out with the Silmarillion, and they're like 5 years behind. And then of course, like some people like 2 or 3 weeks later, they're like, all right, all caught up.
Love those binge listeners.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun to like have people along for the ride from the start.
Absolutely. Yes, for sure.
People who, and especially people who we know, like, but also those people who are going to be new to it, right? Like brand new to, like, they know Latron Prime's coming and they want to read the Silmarillion for the first time. So I'm just excited to meet a lot of new people too, and just have fun with the Silmarillion reading through it.
Absolutely. So, yeah. I feel like we have more of a community now, for sure.
Absolutely.
We can kind of support each other, and we have those, we have those awesome listeners too that just send us amazing correspondence and drop knowledge bombs on us. So that's going to be really fun too. Have them along.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Darth Vegan says, I assume there will be lots of diving into Numenor to go along with Latron Prime. Yes. Yeah. So I'm hoping to do more. We'll have to figure out the right way of sequencing that, because the plan. I really do want to like not go off on rabbit trails. I want to kind of hit the Silmarillion like in sequence without doing a bunch of like interstitial episodes like we sometimes do. So that's several episodes in a row. That's how many chapters is it again? It's 24 chapters plus Ainu Lindale and Valaquenta. Some of those chapters you have to spend more than one episode on just because they're so long.
Yeah.
So you're talking probably close to 30 episodes, not even counting A Calibaith and of the Rings of Power in the Third Age. Yep. So, we'll have to figure out how to work in. Maybe we just work in like Numenor. We just work in Numenor like trivia, like at the end of an episode or at the beginning of an episode or something like that.
That might be cool.
And then there's, at some point, like a trailer is going to hit sometime next year. And it's just going to be like, we're probably not going to have brains capable of thinking about anything else for a week. So, yeah, we'll see. It is going to be such an exciting year. I absolutely cannot wait.
Yeah, there's going to be lots to talk about. That is for sure.
Monique says, I couldn't find you on Wisdom. It's kind of a scary place for an older person. I could not find a way to search for you. Sorry, Monique. Yeah, we've got 10 people looks like over there right now, and I'm kind of worried that I'm like not able to hear them. So, but it does seem that some people have found us over there, so that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do I need to add them in, or I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So, hey, if you're over there on Wisdom, ask us a question about Tolkien stuff.
I'm wondering, is there like a chat feature on that or something?
I think it's the kind of thing where you can just kind of pipe in, right? Maybe you ask questions.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So we just might hear a voice come through at some point.
Monique, if it makes you feel any better, it's kind of a scary place for us at the moment because we're trying to figure out if we're doing anything wrong over there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love what Monique just said.
What did she say?
Glad it's working for some. My teens aren't home. Girl, I feel that. I so feel that. You probably don't. You're much more techie than I am, but I swear I feel like my teens keep me up to date on all the things.
That's right.
They do.
And some pretty funny. They're pretty funny with the old.
They're very
with funny. The old social medias and interwebs.
They are. They were both trying to get me to get on Instagram the other day, and I was like,
yeah. I posted on Instagram again, like 2 weeks ago. So I'm really like starting to hit my stride on Twitter with things over on Twitter. We just passed 500 followers over there after several years of being on there because I just didn't like consistently post over there. And so I'm like, probably in about 2 years, we'll be caught up on, I'll be good at Instagram at that point. So just give it some time.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to read some more comments here. So
yeah, I was going to say we need to talk about the sexy Sauron thread that's happening right now.
I hope that Redhawk says, I hope they make Sauron look good looking and likable before non-Tolkienites realize he's a bad guy. That's a good point. Yes. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of discussion that's probably what they're going to do. Do we know what actor is playing Sauron yet? Or did people figure that out? I know it hadn't been announced like officially that, somebody's playing Sauron, but I'm sure that we figured it out. Or maybe they want us to think it's somebody and then it's going to be somebody else completely.
Yeah, well, they have not leaked many actors' names, have they?
Well, no. I mean, we know a lot of the actors who are in it. We just don't know who they're playing necessarily.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like
they've leaked the names, but not the roles.
We know who's playing Galadriel, and I think that's about it.
Okay.
So
that's the only one that's been.
Yeah, Darth Vegan says agreed +1 for sexy Sauron. Yeah, right on.
I totally agree. I think that would be fantastic. We kind of got to do that with the bad guys, right? Because they've got to be attractive and likable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. It's a not all of them have to be, but I think it's a really good thing to like work on for ultimate bad guys. Like remember how Breaking Bad did that with Gus Fring, right?
Oh yeah.
He starts off and he's like this like mild mannered like owner of like some small restaurant.
It's very like.
And then he turns out.
And,
Yeah, turns out to be.
You gotta watch out for those.
The big the head honcho of all the bad guys. So
Who'da thunk?
Yeah.
Who'da thunk? Yes.
Let's see. Sala Baker, wasn't it? So is that the name of the actor we think is playing Sauron? Ty Miller says Sala Baker.
Baker.
Let's see here.
I was gonna say, should we Google it?
Yes, we should. You are my Googler for this.
Okay. I will be the Googler.
Hey, shout out to our 13 people over there. 14 now on
nice.
Wisdom. Cool. What's up, everybody?
Nice. It would be nice to know that they could hear us.
Yeah. I hope we're not doing Wisdom wrong. I'm trying to I'm trying to do it right. So
Sala Baker is a New Zealand actor and stuntman. He is best known for portraying the villain Sauron. Oh, he played Sauron in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, that's okay. You're saying that's who played it in the trilogy. All right.
Yeah. So we were wondering who was going to be playing him.
Make sure that microphone's close enough. So
okay. I guess we were wondering who was going to be playing him in the LOTR Prime show.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we don't know. It could be him.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a pretty good Sauron.
There's some other sites and podcasts out there that do a better job of keeping track of all the rumor mill of LOTR Prime. I just try not to get too bogged down into it. I'm like, I don't want to know all the surprises ahead of time. I just kind of want to see it all unfold. I want to experience it as a relatively normal fan and not like every like rumor, I don't want to know about every single rumor and like, all this going on over here and over there and over there. It gets confusing at some point.
It does. And then I feel like maybe you go into it with unrealistic expectations and you end up being disappointed, even though you have no reason to be, right? Like if you hadn't heard about this rumor to begin with. So like case in point, the new Spider-Man movie that's dropping tomorrow, there's a huge rumor going around that Tobey Maguire is going to be in it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, if Tobey Maguire does not show up in that movie, I'm going to feel like I wasted my money.
Yeah, well.
So that's just a prime example right there. So maybe it's better just to kind of block it all out.
I like to avoid the spoilers. I do.
I do too.
I like to avoid the spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what's cool? I know I mentioned this to you already, Greta, but we did that episode on that poem Noel. That is a lost Christmas poem of Tolkien's. So our last episode was on this poem called Noel by Tolkien, which is his Christmas poem from 1936. And there's this whole story about how the poem was found back in 2013, I believe. Yep. And it turns out that our buddy David Bates of Pints with Jack was his sister went to that school.
So cool.
But that was that's a cool little tidbit he shared with us.
Cool.
So
yeah.
Shout out to David Bates of Pints with Jack.
Yes. Hi, David.
Yeah, excellent individual.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, here's another thing. So we got a lot of talk with LOTR Prime, and we can talk as much about LOTR Prime as you guys want to. The non-TV, of course, I'm excited about War of the Rohirrim coming up next summer too. And the future of animated Tolkien animated Middle Earth films. And I want to talk about like what we can expect as far as publications, actual written works. We have The Nature of Middle Earth that came out this year, which was obviously huge. We spent a good amount of time on that, and I think we're going to spend more time on it, honestly, in 2022 because there's a lot more in that book. There's a lot more really interesting things. I think we're actually going to use it as a reference at some points because there's a lot of good stuff on like the timetable of the first age. But I heard the other day, and apparently this news dropped a while ago, but there's a book coming out in June called The Great Tales Never End. And it's like a celebration of Christopher Tolkien's life. So it's basically essays in memory of Christopher Tolkien.
Okay.
And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, we need a biography of Christopher Tolkien. Like,
so that's not what this is.
I think this is, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be biographical elements to it, but it's going to be, it's more of like a, just kind of a celebration of him. Right. So Carl Hostetter is going to be one of the people he's contributing to this.
Oh, neat.
As well as, let's see, there were some other notable individuals, I believe. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Well, Priscilla Tolkien, so the last of Tolkien's surviving children, is going to be contributing to it. Tom Shippey.
John Garth.
Verlyn Flieger.
Christina Skull.
Skull and Hammond. I love that. I just realized this, but I love that like Hammond and Skull are these like this team of like these team of Tolkien scholars. And it makes me think of like Scully from from
Monsters Inc.
No, from X-Files, right? Isn't one of the
I was thinking of
Sully, I think the woman on X-Files is Scully. I think it's Mulder and Scully is what their names are. So I don't know, that just struck me as funny.
I never watched X-Files.
We did. We watched it a little bit and enjoyed it, but yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I just realized that. So anyway, this book, The Great Tales Never End, looks really cool. It's a little bit pricey. I hope the price drops before the release date, but yeah. So I would love to see any more of Tolkien's writings out there that haven't yet been published. But I would also love to see a biography, a really good biography of Christopher Tolkien, because I feel like in a way we don't know the entire story of Middle Earth if we just know J.R.R. Tolkien's story. We need to know Christopher Tolkien's story as well, right? We need to know, like, somebody needs to do a good scholarly like take on his life, right?
Without him, we would have so much less.
I know.
Of Tolkien's works.
I know.
Yeah,
for sure.
So this is, I mean, I love this though. I mean, it sounds like there's going to be colored. It's going to be illustrated with color reproductions of Tolkien's manuscripts, maps, drawings, and letters. Lots of photographs. Yeah. No, I agree. Ty Miller says with a lineup of folks contributing to it like that, it cannot help but be incredible.
Yeah, right on, Ty.
Absolutely.
Right on.
It's gonna be a must-have for all Tolkien fans, I'm sure.
Monique, going back to Noelle, Monique mentioned the reading we linked to of Noelle. It's linked to in the show notes for that episode.
Yes.
And just said loved it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's really great. It's really well produced. I really enjoyed that as well. I know you did as well.
Oh, I did. That gave me chills. That was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Sauron unmasked. Like just to see him, because you think about it. Like,
are we switching topics?
We're going back. Yeah, we're just kind of jumping back and forth. Yeah. This is
okay.
So we're
I get it now.
We're being like old school episode, old school Tolkien road, where we just jump back and forth from topic to topic.
Now we're talking about Sauron. Wait, was Sauron in the poem? Okay, never mind.
You can jump back to the poem if you want.
Got it. No, I'm good with Sauron.
All right.
What were you gonna say about Sauron? I just want to make sure he wasn't in the poem and I missed it.
He's the Snow Lord, the Lord of the Snows.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yes. Okay. Anyway, Sauron. What were you gonna say?
So, I was just gonna say, what's really interesting about Sauron is we never actually he's this, he's the big bad guy of both, especially of the Lord of the Rings. Technically, he is of the Hobbit, but we never, in Lord of the Rings, in those movies, we never see him. We never see his actual face, right? We see him with that helmet, very intimidating mask and helmet on, right?
Oh, true.
The Iron Crown and the mask and everything like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see him as a supposedly, beautiful individual.
Yeah. No, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah. I totally agree.
Oh, let's see here. What other topics do we have to talk? Oh, Isildur. Good guy or bad guy? Good guy or bad guy? This is something that came up on the Twitter threads today. Somebody posted something. What did they post about Isildur? Oh gosh, what was it? I gotta go over here and look at my all new personal profile. Let's see here, because I think I posted it over here. Yeah, here we go. So somebody posted the masculine urge to be Isildur's heir, not Isildur himself. And I said, poor Isildur gets a bad rap for the whole failure to destroy the One Ring thing. Before that, he risked his life to save a fruit of Nimloth. Right. So no Isildur, no White Tree of Gondor.
It's fair.
Yeah. And then somebody else responded and said, yeah, unbalanced dude was a boss, just slipped up there at the end. Resisting Sauron as he seduced the Númenóreans to their death was no easy task. Yeah.
Word.
Right on. Yeah. So, Isildur, poor guy, he gets a bad rap.
It's just a shame that that's what he's remembered for.
Yeah. But honestly, he's more Boromir than he is Denethor, right?
Oh, for sure.
He's more Boromir than he is Denethor.
Yeah.
Boromir, of course, had a momentary and tragic lapse of reason, right? Denethor was just corrupt, Isildur, did all kinds of heroic deeds, right? I mean, he was the one who cut the ring from Sauron's, Sauron's finger in the first place,
hand,
right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the ring was just too much for him. And honestly, the ring's too much for everybody, right? The ring was too much for Frodo.
Exactly.
It was just because Sam was with him that he was able to they were able to ultimately finish the mission, and because Gollum was there, right? It literally, the ring, it's crazy to think that the ring it was because of the ring and its allure for people that it ended up being destroyed, right?
Yeah,
ultimately.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we can't all be Tom Bombadils, right?
That's right.
I mean, we all can't be immune to the effect of the ring, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So,
man, I kind of wish I was Tom Bombadil, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But, I'd like to see any of us do any better.
Yeah. I know I wouldn't.
I know I wouldn't either.
Let's see. We got some comments. Let's see. And Darth Vegan says we see his eye. That's true. We do see
Sauron's eye.
We do see Sauron's eye.
We do. It's true.
Redhawk says not many can withstand his eye. This is true. Not many can withstand the eye of Sauron. Ty Miller says Isildur, the perfect example of it's what you've done lately that people remember. That's right. So great point, Ty.
So true.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately? Right. It's like, you don't remember any of that stuff I did for you before?
Or just what have you done lately in general? Right. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's what, it's why it's the whole quit while you're ahead thing. Right. Like, Isildur should have just saved the tree and then just been like, peace out. I'm going to Valinor.
Yep.
But no, he pushed his luck, I guess.
He pushed his luck.
Yeah.
Poor Isildur.
And he got whammied.
Redhawk says Isildur saved the tree too. Yep. Jonathan Donaldson says movies make it hard to remember him for who the books make him out to be. Yeah, great point. Yeah, Isildur.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the movies definitely paint him in a negative light.
On all a good guy. And here's the thing, like in the this comes to mind. They really play up the whole Isildur thing in the movie, like with Aragorn, and him and doubtful Aragorn, Aragorn full of self-doubt, right? And being like, am I just another Isildur, right? Or am I? But is that actually in the book?
That's a good question.
Is that actually in the book? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Eventually we're going to do a reread of Lord of the Rings, of course. So we'll have to pay closer attention to that at that point. But then I'm sure we'll have all kinds of stuff from Latron Prime to talk about in reference to it as well.
That's true. Yeah, it's a great topic of discussion, though, for sure. I mean, he's a very complicated character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greta,
John,
here's the question everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should Gandalf have a mustache or not?
If he's gonna have a beard, yes.
Yeah.
If no beard, then no.
But that's not what Tolkien said.
I know it's not what Tolkien said, but I just feel like
How dare you?
You need to personal preference here, totally personal preference. Just not a fan of mustache minus beard. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unless it's gonna be super duper bushy. But even then, I feel like he's gonna have a mustache. He's gotta have a beard. Yeah. I just think just a mustache.
Father Dismas has just the beard, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't like just mustaches.
That's our friend. That's one of our friends.
Yeah, I'm fine with just beards.
Yeah.
I just don't like just mustaches.
Yeah.
So wait, what is your question? Does he have a mustache?
No, I'm just saying. What do you think? Would you rather see him portrayed with a mustache or not? Gandalf.
Oh, yeah, I would like him. I would like him portrayed with a mustache and a beard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you like the.
So Tolkien said he was clean
depiction. He just said he doesn't have a mustache. He has a beard. He has a beard, not a mustache.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
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 I thought you meant just a mustache.
Oh yeah.
Like Tom Selleck, just a mustache.
Oh yeah, Tom Selleck Gandalf. No way. Gandalf PI. Yeah, Ty says it has to be Tom Selleck style in old westerns.
Oh my gosh, I said Tom Selleck without even seeing that comment. That's so funny.
Well, I mean, who do you think of when you think
of mustache?
You think of the big bold mustache, right?
That's true.
You think of Magnum PI.
Didn't he do like a cameo on Friends? Didn't he play like Monica's boyfriend?
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, no, I am. I feel like he came on for a few episodes and was like Monica's love interest for like a few episodes, and I thought that was the weirdest thing.
You have to stop talking. Ty said jinx.
Oh. Shoot.
Well, no, you have to talk. I unjinx you. By the power vested in me, I unjinx you. Nice try, Ty.
Oh, I think he beat me to it. I just didn't. I just didn't see it. But anyway, great minds, Ty. Great minds.
Darth Vegan says so. John was talking Amish Gandalf. Yeah, Amish Gandalf.
Is it Amish? Is that the beard without the mustache? Is Amish?
That's how I think a lot of. I don't know if that's an official like all Amish people do it that way, or all Amish men do it that way. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yes, see, Redhawk just confirmed it. Tom Selleck was on Friends. He was the cigar guy. Yes, but didn't he? Redhawk, can you confirm that he was also Monica's boyfriend or like love interest or something for a few episodes? Because I feel like that was the case, and I remember thinking it was a little weird. It was before she was with Chandler, or it was during a breakup. I don't remember. You don't? Okay, I'll stop talking about Friends now.
Suddenly, this became a Friends podcast. All right.
I know, we're gonna get people on Wisdom be like, I didn't Google Friends, I Googled Tolkien. Thanks, guys.
Ty Miller says Sam Elliott should play Gandalf and laughs with tears.
Wait, Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott, you know who Sam Elliott is. He's that guy with the really deep voice. I want to say, so you'd recognize him if you saw him. He's in so many different things.
He's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Okay, maybe I need
you know
to
what? He was
again.
on the thing you might remember him best from most recently is he was on Parks and Rec as like the alter ego of
Oh yeah, he's that big handlebar mustache, doesn't he?
Of Ron, yeah.
Yes.
But he's like the hippie.
That's right.
He's like the hippie liberal version of Ron, yeah.
Yes,
of Ron Swanson. Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
I vote for Sam Elliott as Gandalf. Redhawk. Oh, thank you. Confirmation. He was Monica's boyfriend before Chandler, and he was also her dad's best friend, aka. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Got it. Thank you, Redhawk. I feel much better.
Right on.
I got confirmation of that. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. I had something else. I had another thing in my mind that I was like, oh, we got to talk about this.
Is it on your list?
I don't know that it's on my list. Let's see. I think we kind of covered everything I wanted to cover on the list here. Yeah, because this has been fun with all the interactions we've had here. It's been fun fantastic. As a little live stream sort of debut. I think we're gonna have to do more of this, you guys. Yeah. I'm having fun.
Yeah, this is really, really fun.
I was just like, I set this thing up and I was like, I don't know who's gonna show up because we've never done this before. So it's just, you guys are awesome. What can I say? I love it. I love seeing all you guys over there.
I know. This is really cool.
This is fun.
And we now have 250 people on Wisdom.
Boom.
So hopefully they're having a good time too.
Right on. We love you guys as well.
Yes. We love all of you guys that have taken the time to tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So I had here correspondence grab bag. So maybe let's just grab something out of the old correspondence bag.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Father Christmas letters, you guys. What did you guys think of who'd read Father Christmas letters before? I really enjoyed the Father Christmas letters. I really enjoyed them. You got me that copy of Father Christmas letters a few years ago, and I was just I got
it for you like when the kids were so little. Like I think it was like.
And now I'm like, why didn't I read these letters to the kids when they were little?
I know. You could still do it.
I feel like I still got to do it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
They're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do that, and they're gonna love it because they're hilarious.
No, we're totally gonna do it. Absolutely. Yeah. I think we start tonight.
Oh, we do. Okay. Well, boom, laying down the ultimatum.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I love those Father Christmas letters. I mean, Tolkien, he just never ceases to amaze me. You think he's like, this one trick pony with the whole Lord of the Rings thing. It was a pretty good pony to have, have as your one trick.
Oh yeah.
But just the deeper you dive into everything, just so amazing.
I know.
I mean, he could do Lord of the Rings, he could do The Hobbit, he could do the Silmarillion, and then he can write Leaf by Niggle, my all-time favorite short story. He can write Mythopoeia, one of my all-time favorite poems.
Yep.
And he writes letters to Father Christmas, just so much fun.
So much fun. And the drawings literally like just were the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want the North Polar Bear to be my like pet and like come live with me.
Yes, I know. We all need a right hand
Polar bear. Yeah.
Jinx.
Buy
me a Coke.
Ty says the Father Christmas letters are so special, just like Leaf by Niggle. And then Monique asks, so is the anniversary edition complete or a reprint of the partial first edition letters to Father Christmas? So it has much more in it, Monique. It's definitely worth getting. So we have a first edition in like the kind of hardback children's storybook kind of version. And then I realized that the second edition had those. So I bought it on Kindle. And it's really nice actually to have it, like read it on my iPad or something like that. It's really nice on there. The shows all the letters and everything, so it's much more complete. There's some stuff that was left out of the first edition that's in the second edition. So so
like I remember I was working off of the hardback, the first edition that we have, and it stopped at a certain year. Like it didn't have all the years in it. I think it stopped at like 1939 or something. I don't know. But it didn't. It was incomplete. But and I think the new edition also has like more pictures and stuff like that.
It's I think it's complete. I think it's all of it in the second edition.
The anniversary one.
Or the anniversary edition.
And you can get that. I know you have it on Kindle, but you can get that as an actual book too.
And I need to get myself one. Yeah,
you do.
David Bigwood, longtime listener and Tolkien expert, I would say. He says he left a comment on the episode we did on the Goblin Wars, which is part of the Father Christmas letters. And he said, thanks for spending some time on the letters from Father Christmas. I find them charming and very funny. I'm with Greta. Sometimes they make me laugh out loud, even after several readings. It's interesting to see how they tie into or perhaps draw from his other works. The North Polar Bear is a delightful character and deserves his time in the spotlight. I heard you mention when doing the poem letter, you'll be doing another poem. I'm hoping it's Noel. We didn't do that poem letter. We need to do that at some point.
Oh, yeah, there was a poem in Father. Yes.
There was so much in Noel that I kind of called an audible and was just like, let's just focus on Noel for this episode. But maybe next Christmas time we'll come back and do one of the poem that letter with the poem in it.
Yeah, sounds good. But then David says, I hope you do. I'm hoping it's Noel.
He does say it. I'm hoping it's Noel that you do along with it. Yeah. So we did.
There you go.
We did Noel instead of doing that letter.
Yes.
He says that is perhaps one of Tolkien's most well-crafted poems. We are so fortunate it was discovered. There have been lots of editions of letters over the years. Some have more letters, some larger illustrations. I find the centenary edition published last year my favorite. It has all the letters and all the illustrations. So that sounds like
Monique. The Father Christmas?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Is that the same as the anniversary edition that Monique was asking about?
I believe so. The centenary edition, yeah. I think so. Maybe it's not the same editions, but I'm pretty sure they are. It's a large book, 11 inches high, so the illustrations are given at a decent size, important as I get older and my eyes weaker. Yeah. So, yeah.
Plus, you can see the detail more then, too, because Tolkien was such, he focused so much on detail. The bigger the picture, the more you can see that.
Well, that's part of the delight is the illustrations and the work he put into the letters. Yeah. So, they're just so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. Can we just say real quick that last thing he said? He said it makes the letters make him question his his skills as a parent.
Right.
Because he never
drew
or wrote letters. Yeah, Tolkien set the bar very high.
I know.
We celebrate St. Nicholas Day, and for a few years, when the kids were younger, they would write letters to St. Nick. And so they would write a letter and it would be very sweet. And then, but as a parent, you felt like you had to write back, but it's kind of a chore, to write pretend letters. But thankfully it wasn't for Tolkien. And now we all get to enjoy the fruit of his labors.
Yeah, for sure. So I wrote this on Twitter back on December 8th. I said, one time when my kids were young, I scribbled down a note from Santa Claus and they thought it was funny. Tolkien, that's cool. For 20 years, I wrote and illustrated epic letters to my kids every Christmas, creating a detailed fictional world of epic quests and goblin wars. Yeah.
Exactly.
Tolkien making the rest of us parents
making
look
us
bad.
all look bad. That's right. But thankfully we can, he was we can share those stories with our kids.
That's right.
The ones that he actually
are
so much better than what we put together. In fact, what's funny is this year for St. Nick, our youngest was literally in the process of writing a letter to St. Nick like the night of December 5th, right? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh man, now I have to like come up with a response and blah, blah, blah. Well, thankfully enter the 17-year-old who thinks like a mom apparently, and it like basically convinces our youngest that he doesn't need to write a letter to St. Nick. It's going to be fine. In fact, she even went to the extent to have our other child stomp really loud upstairs.
Yeah.
To make our youngest think that St. Nick was already here. So that instead of writing the letter, he better get in bed or else St. Nick wasn't going to come at all. And I was just so grateful to my 17-year-old daughter for saving me.
Brilliant.
From having to respond to a letter from St. Nick at the 11th hour.
Brilliant.
And I felt terrible for feeling that way, but anyway.
Hey,
now you all know what an amazing mother I am.
Yes. Well, it's true. It's true.
Oh, yes. But yeah, thankfully there's people out there like Tolkien. That rise above.
Speaking of Tolkien.
Yes.
As we always do here, except unless we're talking about Tom Selleck and Friends.
Yeah.
If you look at Wikipedia, the image of Tolkien on Wikipedia is so wonderful. Because it's like the main image they have of Tolkien, because it's like Tolkien as you don't normally see him. It's a picture from like the early 1940s, and he looks like most of the pictures of Tolkien. It's like when he's older and he looks like basically a hobbit, right? Yes. Like this picture of Tolkien, he looks so like suave and refined, and like he looks like a modern Numenorian almost, like just so like. Clean, clean,
just very academic,
yes.
And yep. Mm-hmm. He looks like a young professor. Like he's really got it together.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ty Miller says that sounds like a Christmas themed shirt. Tolkien making parents look bad since 1917. That's right.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
All right, you guys. Well, hey, anybody got anything else? Anybody got any topics they want to cover? I think we're about fresh out for right now. So kind of 1 minute to go here. If y'all got anything else you want to cover.
1 minute.
I mean, just, hit us in the comments or, if this thing's on wisdom.
I mean,
unless we just sound like a bunch of fools over on wisdom. Yeah.
That might be the case, actually, but it looks like we're being heard because the thing around your face
live.
Is
it says live, like, and it's recording over there.
And yeah. So I think we're good.
Boom.
I mean, we made it to 28.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
That's pretty awesome.
For our first time.
Party on, people.
Party on.
Well, even if they're just listening in, that's fantastic. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I wouldn't be the one to speak into the ether.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Speak into the void.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's just cool that they're there. And
absolutely.
we know that you're there. That's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what matters. That was very reassuring. All right, you guys, this has been fun. We will definitely be doing this again. And thanks for everybody for interacting with us and joining up and having fun with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Monique says, I was wrapping gifts. Remember, my teens are gone while I listened and missed the answer to my question. Well, Monique, we have good news. The Centenary edition is according to David Bigwood, is the entirety of it. Centenary. And I think that's the same one as the anniversary edition. I think maybe it came out. Oh, it came. Yeah, because the 2020 would be the one that came out in 2020 would be the centenary, because 1920 was when the first letter was published. Or when the first letter was written, not published. It wasn't published so much later, but yeah.
Okay.
So, yes. Monique.
So if you just go look for centenary.
Yeah.
Get the right one.
Well, let's just look it up while we're all here and make sure we got the right one.
That would be a good thing, but I was too lazy to figure out where my phone was, so I'm gonna let you.
Tolkien Father Christmas letters.
you didn't even Google centenary.
Let's see. All right. Letters from Father Christmas Centenary Edition. Yes.
Okay.
$24 and 0.02 cents
That's
on
a really cute cover too.
the website who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Monique, there you go. I'm gonna get my copy too. So
yes.
Yeesh. All right.
Or maybe you should just wait. Maybe Santa will bring you one. Yeah.
All right. Redhawk, Ty, Jonathan, Monique, Darth Vegan. Let's see. Anybody we're missing there? Those
There's
are the big
more comments at the bottom.
Are there? Yeah. I'm saying shout out to everybody.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Peace out, you guys.
Ty says this was a blast. Have a great evening. I'd have lost a bet that friends Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott would have. See, that's why you got to tune in.
That's why Greta is here, right?
Got to keep it real.
Makes the wild card.
Keep it real. Yeah. Yes, you never know what you're gonna get.
All right, y'all.
This was so fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks to all those folks we just mentioned, and thank you to everybody on Wisdom. We will talk at you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.